Arnold Schwarzenegger's affair was one of the most sensational scandals ever. Not only was it revealed that he cheated on Maria Shriver with the longtime family maid, but he had a teenage son with her. Now, it's been years since we heard anything about her. You guys won't believe how everything played out in the end. Before Hollywood and his political career, Arnold Schwarzenegger was already famous for being a pro bodybuilder in the 70s. You could say that he was pretty much made for the spotlight because whatever he did just seemed to get public attention. Unfortunately, that attention became negative when the most scandalous news broke about him just a day after he ended his term serving as California's governor for 8 years. It turned out that in the 90s, Arnold had an extramarital affair with his housekeeper, Mildred Biena, and Mildred even had a son with Arnold. Like I said, this all happened in the 90s, but it only came out in 2011. Arnold admitted to this after his then wife Maria Shriver confronted him about it during their marriage counseling sessions. Maria is the niece of President John F. Kennedy, and she and Arnold had been married since 1986. Interestingly, at the time he met Maria, Arnold was actually seeing someone else, but the relationship was an open one. He eventually decided to go with Maria after the other one became uncomfortable with their arrangement and issued him an ultimatum. Him doing that was kind of a big deal because it meant that he loved Maria and he was ready to be with just her. But then, years later, the stuff about Mildred came out, which definitely put a damper on his romantic story. In his interview with the U.S. Sun, Arnold stated that this was his biggest failure in life. He also claimed that his affair with Mildred was top secret, so he was apparently really surprised when his wife confronted him about it. But at the same time, he supposedly kind of expected it. And the reason was because of his son Joseph, who he had with Mildred. According to Arnold, at the beginning, he actually didn't know that the child was his because Mildred never told him. But the older Joseph got, the more it became clear to him. And after that, it was then just a matter of how he could keep it quiet. And although he tried, he couldn't keep it quiet for long after his wife Maria noticed the resemblance and confronted him about it. But before she confronted him, she first confronted Mildred, who apparently confessed to everything and told her the truth about her and Arnold's affair. The affair apparently took place back in 1996 when the rest of the family was on vacation. Arnold stayed behind because he was shooting a movie and he and Mildred got together. After everything was revealed, Arnold was remorseful about it all and begged for Maria's forgiveness. But Maria wasn't having it because the affair happened right around the same time that she got pregnant with their son Chris. To give you an idea of just how close the timing was, Joseph was born just 5 days before his half-brother Christopher was born. But because Mildred was married to her then husband, Rogelia de Jesus Biena, everyone assumed Joseph was his. However, as Joseph grew older, people began pointing out that he shared a striking resemblance to Arnold. But Arnold himself only discovered that Joseph was his when Joseph was about 7 or 8 years old, but he kept it a secret until Maria found out about it, and this finally brought it all into the limelight. But it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience for anyone involved. Mildred's husband, who was already separated from her at the time, revealed that part of why things ended between them was because he had suspected that Joseph wasn't his son. He apparently then even had a DNA test done, which obviously revealed everything. Maria, on the other hand, was the most heartbroken as she and Arnold had been married for 25 years at that point, and they'd been together even longer. During the course of their marriage, the pair welcomed their daughters, Catherine and Christina, as well as their sons, Patrick and Christopher. Maria filed for divorce in 2011, pretty soon after the scandal broke out. Arnold revealed that at that point, his revelation caused a lot of pain to everyone, especially Maria. In his public statement, which he released at the time, he apologized for causing everyone pain and took full responsibility for his actions. The couple separated, but they only legally divorced 10 years later in 2021. The most affected person in all of this, however, was Joseph, whose father changed in the blink of an eye. In his later interviews with Men's Health, he recalled being a 13-year-old in 8th grade during a 5th period when he was abruptly called out of class. But when he left, his mom was there telling him that the secret about his father was out and they had to go. There were news trucks, paparazzi, and photographers swarming around them. In his words, he was only 13. His mind was transforming, his body was transforming, and that day his life also changed before his eyes. His mother decided that to escape the paparazzi, they had to take a road trip to Texas to visit relatives. According to him, she was the only person he had back then, and to her, he was also the only person she had. Sadly to Joseph, it seemed like nobody else genuinely cared about him. Everyone just wanted to know about the scandal, but that was it. In Mildred's first and only interview on the scandal with Hello magazine, she admitted that the drama forced her her and her family into hiding. She also made no excuses for her affair with Arnold, but at the same time, she was unapologetic and claimed that she loved him at the time. Needless to say, the affair had a huge impact on both Arnold and Mildred. It was around this time that Arnold stepped down from office as the governor of California, and as the news became widespread, his reputation became too soiled for him to try out for another position. As for Mildred, even when Maria first confronted her, she put her under no pressure to leave. She'd been working at Arnold and Maria's residence for about 20 years. She, however, asked to retire as soon as the scandal broke out, and although she was given good severance pay, she couldn't exactly go looking for any other positions due to her unfavorable public profile. So things kind of took a downward turn for her, but Arnold actually stepped up to provide for both Mildred and Joseph. He also made a down payment of $65,000 on the house that Mildred currently owns in Bakersfield, California. She's mostly lived quietly out of the media's attention ever since. However, Joseph occasionally shares pictures of her on his Instagram page. In 2017, he posted a picture of himself alongside his mom in a graduation gown. The sweet caption read that he was proud of his mom for graduating culinary school, which had always been her dream. And although she never remarried, it's been speculated that she may have been involved in some other relationships. As for her relationship with her son and Arnold, it is safe to say that they're on good terms, especially as things are cordial between Arnold and Joseph. Joseph has talked about his dad multiple times in interviews, and he's seemingly chosen to follow a life path similar to his dad. He frequents California's Gold Gym, which is also the gym his dad used throughout his bodybuilding years. And he's currently pursuing being a model, bodybuilder, and actor, all three professions his father did. However, Joseph admitted to not using his dad's fame for his career advancement. In his words, when he goes for auditions, many people don't know who he is because he never changed his last name. His surname is still Biana. According to sources, Joseph also has a good relationship with his brother and have siblings. Overall, things seem to be in a much better place for everyone involved despite the initial messy start, which is definitely good to hear. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Did you know that Arnold had a secret child? And what do you think about his current relationship with Mildred? Are you surprised that they seem to be on good terms? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.